SA 5 to 6 a.m.
The National Empowerment Fund has established an economic distress fund to provide concessionary business loans to black-owned and managed enterprises that are under financial distress as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, to talk to us about this, we joined on the line by Zama Khanyile, the fund manager at the National Empowerment Fund. A very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Elvis.
Ms. Khanyile, can you explain the reasons behind the establishment of this fund and how much is involved here?
Okay. So we received an allocation from the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition as the National Empowerment Fund that is targeted, as you said, at black businesses that have suffered, financial distress as a result of the COVID pandemic and the resultant lockdown that then has had a limitation to the extent of business activities that can go on. So if your company is in financial trouble as a result of COVID-19 and you've got all your documentation to prove that, and you've also got a turnaround plan as to how you plan to build the business back up again, then you can come to the NEF for funding from 250,000 right up to 10 million. That is in the form of a loan or equity. And the great thing is that the interest rates that is attached to this funding is very, very low, at a maximum of 2.5% per annum.
Mm-hmm. Now, who is eligible? When we talk about business, is it business across the board? And what are the terms and conditions for accessing it?
Sure. So you need to be a business that is more than 50% black-owned, so majority black-owned and managed, registered in South Africa. You must have been, up to date with your taxes and have a valid tax clearance certificate. You must also then demonstrate history before COVID happened, so what was the nature of business activities before COVID, and then show us the activities under COVID and how you plan to turn it around. That's by and large, the basic pillars for determining a case for funding.
Mm-hmm. What are the processes for applying for the funding?
So you can apply at the NEF. It's applications at nef.co.za. We've got a shortened process, understanding that we need to react quite quickly. So we've set up a special committee that sits on a weekly basis to consider these transactions. So we've got a streamlined process where if you submit a complete pack of information, you could receive, final approval within a period of 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So businesses that were struggling just before COVID, maybe a year or two before then, they don't qualify?
We would have to make an assessment based on the circumstances of the business. If you look at what happened pre-COVID, our economy was already in trouble. But we need to see, even in those reduced, economic activity conditions, what was happening. Was it profitable? Was the business able to get by and pay its creditors as they felt due at the time?
Uh-huh. Any email address or perhaps a website that people can go to find out more?
Sure. In terms of the website, it is www.nefcorp.co.za.
Thank you so much. That was Zama Khanyile, the fund manager at the National